Alright, taking a break from shooting here to talk about Shockwave Blade pistol braces. I like AR pistols a lot. I've built several of them, and I've used the 3 major versions of the Shockwave stabilizer, so I'm just going to talk about the pros and cons of them. This is the original 1.0 Blade. This one is not quick adjustable. It has a set screw here, interfaces with dimples that are along the bottom of the proprietary buffer tube. And this one is the 2.0 version. This one has a little finger lever, so it is quick adjustable. This is the original version of the 2.0. It uses a proprietary mil-spec style buffer tube, but it's not actually mil-spec. There is also a variant of this called the 2.0M, which just goes onto a standard carbine buffer tube. So the best thing about the 2.0M is that if you file for SBR paperwork, when it comes back, you just yank it off and you stick a regular carbine stock on there, because you don't have to mess with the buffer tube, castle nut, end plate, any of that stuff. The regular 2.0 doesn't have that. If you did get one of these and later on wanted to upgrade to an SBR, you would have to change out the buffer tube and everything. So, main advantages of the 1.0, first of all, it's heavier, which actually is kind of nice because a little more weight at the back really helps balance out a pistol. And it's still significantly lighter than like an SBA3, SBA4, any of the SB tactical braces. They're very heavy rubber, but heavier than the 2.0. The quick adjust feature on the 2.0 I don't really care for. I mean, this is adjustable for different lengths of pull, and once you find one that's comfortable for you, I think you can just leave it there. Probably just fine. I've used these on several different builds before. 300 blackout, not very comfortable. 308, short-barreled 308 pistol, extremely uncomfortable, and also the recoil of it damaged the tube. There's basically the dimples in the tube interface with the end of the set screw, and there was enough recoil to just completely dig out the end of one of those dimples. So probably not a great idea to use one of these on a 308. On a 300 blackout, it's uncomfortable if this part were to touch your shoulder. Obviously, you're not going to let that happen, but if it was to happen, like if it slipped and hit your shoulder while firing, this could hurt on something, you know, any heavier than 5.56. This is a 7.5 barrel 5.56, just a complete joke of a gun, but it's still pretty fun. Other advantages of the 1.0 is it's just more comfortable, it's more stable. It doesn't move around on the tube at all, whereas the 2.0 kind of rattly, I guess. Also, I did use this on a 9mm blowback upper, and that had enough recoil to actually jump the little detent thing out of it, and so this collapsed on me while shooting. So that's a heavier recoil than a 5.56. Again, 300 blackout, 308, not a good idea. The major downside to the 1.0 is that it's got this big plastic loop here that could hit your face. But the advantage of that loop is that it's very easy to just throw a sling through this thing. And maybe it's not the best sling placement in the world, but it actually works pretty well. And it's really a very useful thing to be able to just throw a sling on there and use it. I mean, you can get a lot of utility out of that. Whereas on here, you really can't do that. It's a little more comfortable for your face region, but I'm not really sure how you could put a sling on this. I'm really not sure that you could, or at least not in a way that would be useful. So as far as cost goes, they're both super cheap. The advantage of the 2.0M, not this one, the M version, is that you can save money by not having to buy 2 buffer tubes, or you'll just use a standard dirt cheap buffer tube instead of using one of the proprietary CACs. So all told, if you're going to build a pistol and you want to brace, I would recommend the 1.0. I don't adjust my stocks or braces or anything like that while shooting. I just have them set to where I want them, and then I leave them there. So quick adjust feature, not useful here. The only thing that could make this useful is if you wanted to collapse it to stick it in a smaller bag, but you only get a couple inches out of that. It's not probably going to be a complete deal breaker. So 1.0, highly recommended as a pistol brace for the right AR pistol. 2.0, not really recommended. 2.0M only recommended if you're going to file SBR paperwork and you just want to save some time, or save some money at least, on having to replace parts. This is a 12.5 upper, and the balance with the Shockwave Blade 2.0 really sucks. Holy shit, somebody's having fun down there. Yeah, this is just too lightweight, doesn't balance well, and it's just not very stable. So 1.0, highly recommended. Alright, see you later.